guys, it's me, Roxanne. Yeah, welcome back to my channel. Before we begin, I wanted to talk about my new addition. I finally got my tits done. This was my 16th breast operation. I don't know if I've discussed this with you, but my last set of tits were actually botched. I've just been doing so much traveling and I haven't had the time to get them done, but I'm really excited about them. I think they look really good. They're a little tender still, so I'm trying not to touch. As you can see, I'm in the beautiful Four Seasons, Beverly Hills. I had to move out of my place last weekend. Don't get me started, it's a really long story. It's terrible. It's actually a terrible, horrible story. For today's video, I wanted to dive a little deeper. My audience is always asking to get to know the real me, so I figured in today's video I would answer some of you guys' questions. I know that you're very curious about me and my day-to-day life, so I thought today I'd really sit down and open up. I'm a really private person, so it's a lot for me to just come out and discuss some of the deepest, darkest secrets of my life. I trust you so much that I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna really dive deep. Thank you, Instagram, for sponsoring this video. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing your Instagram name. You are really creative with some of those. Thank you guys so much for submitting such good questions. Supermodel says, what cream do you use to keep your vagina moist? Astral Goddess says, how do you keep your pussy so tight after all these years? Oh, you guys are bad. I had a procedure done where a short piece of dental floss was sutured from my labia to my sternum. It is uncomfortable for me to discuss some of these topics. Okay, Indian Cock says, have you had any plastic surgery? You guys got me, okay? I mean, obviously I've had my breasts done, but I'll admit I've had 4 labiaplasty, tummy tuck, and a little Botox, but that's it. Shh. Okay, so my most asked question was, drop the skincare routine, Roxanne. What are you doing for that skin? Hey, you guys, I'm gonna reveal my deepest beauty secret, okay? Vinegar. I drink a glass of vinegar every morning. I take a sitz bath in red wine vinegar at least twice a week. Vinegar. Frogs and Fandom says, did you ever get over your addiction? I'm not ready to discuss that on camera, but I will say this. Sobriety is like a baby. I won't hit it, but I'll shake the shit out of it. Suck Me says, how did you lose your virginity? It was the summer of 1979 with my math teacher, Mr. Wiener Blatt. I was babysitting and I needed a ride home, so we hopped in his car and anal didn't come for another 6 months. Malima Rosanoff says, how can I make it in Hollywood? Listen, sweetie, they may hold the cards, but that pussy is cash. Always be true to yourselves, but be willing to do a lot of fucked up shit to get by. Doesn't work out, there's always Vegas. This is why I'm up. Asks, when are you gonna drop your first single? I'm so excited to finally announce. Last summer, I collaborated with Erica Jane, but the team has been really hard to get a hold of ever since, and I'm not really sure when we will see those results. Marco Giannize says, what challenges do you face as a woman of the 21st century? It's terrifying being a woman in the world right now. Every time I go to an audition, I say to myself, is this gonna be the day that I get assaulted? I put on my tiniest G-string. I march right into that audition. I lay it right on the table. I refuse to be the victim. Leon Duffy says, have you had vaginal rejuvenation? Front and back, sweetie. Who's Tucker says, when was your first surgery? The day I was born. I was such a sick child. 50% of my organs were replaced by the time I was 4. Lena Crab says, Do you know some Spanish words? Si hola, mi nombre es Roxanne. La parada de camiones. Me despidió. Buena terra mia applicación. Por favor, mis gatos están muy mullet overdue. Says, what's the best cocktail? For a long time, I was doing a carisoprodol with the metoxalon chaser, but these days I'm all ephedrine. Who knew? Tay whatever says, why are you so pretty? Thank you, sweetie. It really is just like a gift from God. Hashtag blessed. Lovely Marisol asks, how do I find a sugar daddy? Post an ad and let him come to you. When I was your age, I had to find him in the park, okay? You'd fuck 10 cops before you saw Buffalo Nickel. Mallory Austin asks, you've been through a lot lately. How are you holding up? You know, when I was a little girl, my house got on fire and we lost everything. I thought my whole family was trapped inside, but it turns out they weren't even home. That's how I got my first prison name, Torch. Gemini Larko says, what's the best toy to use while eating your boyfriend's ass? My Tamagotchi. It has a random pulse and a little keychain in case it gets lost. Sanaya says, do you swing both ways, baby? Sorry, ladies, I'm strictly dickly unless there's cash involved. J666 says, do you have kids? I'm barren. Dan the Man says, where's the next girls' trip? Since I've already been to most places, we're gonna sail across the Atlantic. These aren't ready for us. Instinct says, how can I get over my ex? The best way to get over a guy is to get under the influence. Crack cocaine. Bitch to go says, where was Roxanne born? I was born on a plane going to Shanghai. I had to bite my umbilical cord. My mother loves that story. Tall Witch says, would you ever get filler? Maybe when I get a little bit older, but probably not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all about doing whatever they want with their body, but it's just not for me. I'm vegan. Archer Castro says, what's it like being the world's best influencer? I don't even know how I do it. I can barely even get out of bed. It's just too much to take. Somebody hang me from the cross like Jesus Christ. Travisico says, when are you releasing your makeup line? I'm collaborating with Morphe right now. They say my projected sales will be at least 10,000 times whatever James Charles has sold. They said they're really disappointed by how sales have been. I'm actually going to be saving them from a huge financial loss. More details on that later. Miriam asks, are you dating anyone? Honey, I'm getting so many booty calls right now I can barely read this list. Carrie Arana says, what's a beauty product that you can't live without? I can't pick just one, so I'm gonna say boater's tape, tile caulking, and liquid cement. Narcissism says, how do I trap a man into marrying me? Oh, this is always fun so many ways. You could fake a pregnancy, you could drug him, bash him over the head, falsify a marriage document, threaten to kill yourself. This goes on, sweetie, you'll think of something. Troublemaker says, what is your best life advice? Listen, kids, you need to learn to live in the moment. Stop thinking so much about the future and ask yourself, what's gonna feel really good right now? Got 20 bucks? Go buy a bottle of wine, get a credit card. More credit cards mean more stuff. Think about the bill later. Go out and get those new Gucci sunglasses. Get your tits done. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, the more guys you'll attract. Matthew Kruger says, how do you feel being the future of the beauty community? People say you can't have it all, but I'm living proof. Ethan David Wilson Lester says, indica or sativa? Whatever works, honey, as long as it's in a grape swisher. Tony Mancat says, what's in your handbag right now? I'll let me go get it. I've got my lucky rabbit's foot. I've got an old pack of Misties, the press-on nails, and my passport. Quokka says, is the song Roxanne by the Police inspired by you? Yes it is. I actually dated Andy Summers. I guess you could say the whole band was really insistent on it. That Nana Dino says, would you consider starting an OnlyFans? I'm not sure. I haven't done porn in years. Maya Small says, what is the weirdest kink a guy told you they were into? Oh, Jesus Christ. My ex has Melissa Sassophilia. Look it up. He likes it when I wrap him up and pretend to eat him like a spider. He's turned on by bees, wasps, most insects. Fake Geek Guy says, what are your thoughts on global warming? I don't understand why people are so against being warm. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Any excuse to lay out those extra couple of hours to get a nice little tan, I'm all about it. Nick Nepo says, why do you struggle against your fate? Bald and Gray asks, have you dated any big names other than the carpenter from Jerusalem? Oh God, they're gonna kill me if I say their name. Fuck it. I dated Dennis Rodman. Steve Buscemi. John Wayne Gacy before he killed all those poor people. Gary Busey. We dated for like 8 months. And Brett Favre. That concludes our Q&A for today. Thank you guys so much for asking such unique and special questions. I had so much fun answering some of these so that we can get to know each other a little bit better. I'm going to take these new tits out tonight and show them off. I'm ready to get big. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching my channel. Make sure you like and subscribe and tap that little bell so you know when I upload. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah!
It is uncomfortable for me to discuss some of these topics. Oh geez, you guys are nasty. Wow, these questions y'all have been